Well, it's just about that time for Halloween, so we're going to decorate some Halloween cookies today. We've got a spider that we're going to decorate here. We've got a spider web, and we got a little bat. So I'm going to be using some icing transfers for these. I have some little eyes that I've made ahead of time that I'm going to use, as well as the spider's body. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's do the spider here first. You can use your scribe to make an outline here with this if you are not sure of where you want your icing to go. This did come with a stencil. This is a Sweet Sugar Belle cookie cutter, but I have misplaced my stencil this year, so I could not find it anywhere. But I'm just going to use my scribe there just to make a little indentation. And I'm going to do the body of the spider first. I'm just going to shake off any excess cookie there, and I'm going to follow around my little line here and use my outline icing to make the spider body. So it doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to fill it in, and it'll work great. And this is going to be the spider's body. And I'm going to take my green and fill in the inside here of, and this is my green flood icing. This is like maple syrup consistency. So I'm just flooding in the inside here of my little spider. So you can see there where I added some more of the outline icing, and it just kind of blends right on in. That helps like if you're doing it right away. And so that's a nice big spider. So I am going to go ahead and add my eyes. And so for the eyes, I'm just going to drop those right down in there. And you can make these ahead of time just with leftover icing or whatnot. And I'm going to let that dry for a little bit. And then I'm going to come back and add the body and add his little legs. So let's move on to our next one. Next, we're going to do our bat. In the same way, I am going to outline. Oh, I do have a stencil for this one. Well, I did have a stencil. I'm not sure where it went, but we'll just improvise. But I'm just going to draw lines right here for the bat's body. And then I'm going to outline him real quick. So I'm using my outline icing. Looks like I might have something stuck in there. Icing, probably. And so we're just going to outline him with our toothpaste-like consistency. And I'm going to go ahead and outline even his wings here. And then you can just move it around, just outline that outside edge how you like. And then I'm going to fill in the middle with my flood icing. Again, this is like maple syrup consistency. And you can do your outline right away. You don't have to wait at all. But you can go ahead, as soon as you outline, you can go ahead and flood. I usually do whatever color I'm outlining. If I'm doing a whole tray of bats, I'll just do all of the bats all at once. So I don't have to come back and redo them. So there's our bat, and we're going to let him dry over here for a little bit as well. And now let's go ahead and do our spider's web. So I'm going to outline this in the black. Hopefully this black will cooperate. And then I like it on my little turntable here because I can just move it around My daughter is watching Charlie Brown's Great Pumpkin right now. I'm clearly loving it. I thought this would keep her occupied. So I'm just outlining this in my outline icing that's like toothpaste in the black. And you can fill this in right away. I haven't had any problems with it bleeding, but just sometimes it depends on where you live. If you live in a very humid environment, or if you have too much color in your icing, it can cause your colors to bleed. So just be mindful of that. If you want to play it safe, do that black outline, stick it in front of a fan and let it sit there for about an hour just to let it get good and dry, and then add your white icing in the middle. So completely up to you, but we're going to use our black flood icing in the middle to make our spider web. And like I said, this year I've not had any trouble with it, with the colors bleeding. So hopefully you've had the same luck if you try these at home. So normally I can do this pretty accurate that I don't have to use much of a scribe, but with the camera involved, it makes it a little harder to get close to the cookie. Okay, so now I'm going to take my outline icing. I'm just going to do a dot right here in the middle. And then I just make a circle, like a bullseye, your target right around. And it does not have to be perfect, because you're going to take your scribe and you're going to move your scribe from the middle to the outside. Now notice I'm not breaking the outside edge here of my icing. And I want to be careful not to do that, as it may cause it to overflow. So now I'm going to take my little spider body. This could be the body of my spider, and I'm going to set it right there. And just push it down just ever so slightly. And then I'm going to take my purple outline and make legs for my spider that's caught in the web. Maybe not caught in the web, but yep. And it will still move around until it dries. But once it's dry, it is not going anywhere. I'm going to make my little spider hanging down part of the web. And then I'm just going to use my flood icing and make 2 little dots here that I'm going to make as the eyes. And then use my black flood. I'm using flood for both of these. You don't have to use flood, you can use outline. But I just want to go ahead and use these so that they will settle in nicely. And I made these different sizes on purpose, because that's just kind of my theme for my Halloween cookies. The eyes are kind of different. They're not the same size. So kind of helps with accuracy. And then we'll put like a little smirk on him, a little smile. Isn't he cute? So fun and adorable. All right. Let's get back to our other spider, our green spider. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in here the top portion for his body. And all right. We're almost done with him. Now we're just going to add the legs. And I like to use a tip, and so this is a 1.5 tip. And again, this is a Sweet Sugar Belle cutter. If you do get this one, it does come with the stencils to make sure your lines are drawn perfectly. But I'm just winging it today. I like to make these like dots at the bottom because it just looks good on him. And again, I'm going to give him a little smirky smirk as well. All right. And that was that beginning of that icing there. So we're just going to smooth that out a little bit. So there you have your little cute little spider. Isn't he adorable? All right. And now we're going to finish up with our bat. So it got caught here on the paper, but we're going to go ahead and fill in this spot here, each of the wings, with just our outline icing. And we're just using, this is just our outline icing that is like maple syrup. And it's the same color, it's just gonna dry a little bit. It'll dry the same, they just look like they're different now. But we're gonna do the same thing like we did with the other spider, the small spider. We're just gonna make a little dot here for his eyes. And again, I'm kind of making these different sizes. I'm going to use my black outline to make a little smile. And then I'm going to use my white to make little fangs on him. And all I'm doing is I just have a tip, and this is a 2.5. And I'm just going to make these little fangs for the bat. I just think they add like such a cute little detail to him. And then, whoop, let's finish up the bat here. We're just going to outline the wings again. And then I'm just adding a little bit more detail to give it some dimension. And you can wait till it dries, or this actually might work out well, that I don't have to wait for it to dry completely. But there is your little bat. So you got your bat, your spider, and your spider web. So there you go with some fun Halloween options that are not pumpkins, but they're still fun. They're not scary. They're just cute and adorable. So hope you enjoy.